What is going on? What is going on, family? It is Philly the podcast. It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco. Another episode of Philly's Morning Joe. Special time because it's a special day. You know what I'm saying? It's a special day. Today I was like, should I even do the show? My girl was like, get your lazy self up and do this show. So we are here. We are going to talk about this game, and I am very excited about this game. I think this is time for the Philadelphia Eagles to finally kind of shut some people up. The first game was a little bit rough. People are starting to doubt who the Philadelphia Eagles are. It's time to shut those people up, and I'm excited to do that. I see everybody already in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. How many we got? We got 20 people. 20 people ready for game day. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe if you have not already, and definitely hit that pinned chat. We got the poll going, so I want to know if you guys are nervous or not about these injuries. Me personally, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little nervous because I don't know what the backups are going to do, but we're going to get into all that. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Who we got in here? We got Kataya's mom. We got Bleeding Kelly Green. We got T-Well in the building. We got Carlos. My guy Joey Shakes in the building. What's going on? We got T-Well. We got my girl Manda. What's going on? We got Jeff Bone. He says he want to say this. I'm getting nervous now. What's going on, Unspoken Word? What's going on, everybody, man? So we are going to talk about this game. We're going to preview this game. We will hopefully be having my guy OneBar from the OneBar and Lupagus show. That should be coming up very, very soon. We'll talk to him on the phone, and he'll give us a little insight on what we have to worry about, if we have anything to worry about the Vikings. I will say this. Before we get into anything with him, I will say this much. I am not looking at the Vikings as of what they did yesterday. I'm not. Or last week, excuse me. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at the Vikings, and I'm remembering that they have Justin Jefferson, that they got Hawkinson. However you want to talk about primetime, Kirk Cousins can put up numbers. They have an offense that can put up some numbers. Now, they have some weaknesses. They definitely have some weaknesses, which we are going to get to. But I am not going to sit here and act like this team is absolute garbage. They're never going to make it work. They could find themselves trying to get back on track this week, just like we are. So I'm not nervous about the team. I think that we can go out there and beat them. We've done it before. But at the same time, I don't want to be one of those guys, because I know there's going to be a lot of people out there throwing smoke, blowing smoke, talking about what happened last week and saying this team is absolute garbage. I don't want to fall into that trap. So let's get into some of these comments, man. What we got going on? Decide needs the corners closer to the line today. Need to generate that pass rush. I agree, Joey. I get nervous with, because that weakens your back end. If you are going to be playing press man coverage, for whatever amount of the game you want to play it, you have to worry about those safeties. You have to worry about those linebackers. You got to worry about those guys now that have to kind of pick up the slack if the wide receiver is to get past your cornerback. I want to see Darius Slay do exactly what he did last year to Justin Jefferson, but to bet on that, that's really what you're doing if you go ahead and play that press man coverage. So I would not be mad at seeing that. I would not be mad at seeing way more aggression, but you still have to be calculated. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Bone says, I'm tired of us talking about Edwards. F Edwards. We need to step our game up. You talking about TJ Edwards? Yeah, at the end of the day, we have who we have. This team is what this team is. Like, we have to go to war with what we got. And I'm cool with what we got. Do I want upgrades at some positions? Definitely. And is there an option? Is there an opportunity probably down the line? There might be. There might be a, chance to go ahead and do that. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like we're the perfect team. But it is what it is. We got to go to war with what we have. You're 100% right. We can't complain over spilled milk, right? No crying over spilled milk. What's going on, Uno? He says, I think if we play press coverage, our line will get home and make Cousins night hell. That's what we got to do. We have to go after that quarterback. It doesn't even matter if it's Kirk Cousins. Whoever the quarterback is, we have to get home. And last week, I don't feel like we did it nearly enough. Obviously, towards the end of the game, we made some big stops and got some big sacks. But this game, we're going to have to start from the beginning and go till the end. Keep on attacking these guys. Ben's in the house. What's going on, Benjamin? What's going on? Who else we got in here? Dana's in the building. You want Philly? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Vikings are winning. There's always got to be one of them, right? There's always got to be one of them that comes in here and just talks out they butt. No, I mean, look, I'm not even going to sit here and act like they don't have a chance. They have some key injuries, especially at that offensive line, that we should be able to take advantage of. But I'm not going to act like it's going to be, easy sailing. We have to be realistic about this. That's really where I'm at. We have to be realistic that we didn't look our best. We didn't look our best game one, and we are going to have to come out there and do a lot better if we want to win. So we're going to see what happens, man. T-Will says, I hope that the O shakes off the rust. That's huge. That's huge. Eagles playbook says this feels like a trap game. I mean, we know the Vikings are good, and that's why I don't want to get into that, the Vikings lost last week, they're trash. Like, things happen. It was week one for every team in the NFL. So I'm not going to say that there's no way we lose to this team. I mean, there's a possibility. This is a good team. This is a good offense, and they're going to test us in areas that we are weak at. That's the biggest thing. So we'll see what happens, but I'm excited. I need to get that on a shirt. We'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Because I say that all the time. AT says they have two starters out on the O-line. D-line has to keep Cousins one-dimensional like last year. I agree 100%. I mean, that's what you want to see. You want to see this defense, even if it's, I don't care who you're going against. I don't care what offensive line you're going against. We invested so much, from money to draft picks to, everything. We've invested so much in this defensive line. I want to see them win. I want to see them go out there and work. Low AK Real. Oh, you're a Dallas fan? Of course you're a Dallas fan. But we are going to get into this, man. I want to talk to my guy, OneBar. So let's get into this, man. All right, so on the phone, we got my guy, OneBar from the OneBar and Lupagus show. Excited to do this. I was on his channel not too long ago, so it's nice to be able to kind of throw some shots back. OneBar, can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. Are you being nice to the Vikings?
I'm trying. I'm trying my best. You guys are making it hard, though. You guys keep telling my fans that this should be an easy game for us. But, I mean, that's where I kind of want to start, man. Last year, you guys had a very good offense. Obviously, won a lot of games, close games, right? I don't want to base who you guys are now off of just last week. But what is the feeling in Minnesota? What is the feeling for Vikings fans? Do you guys feel this is, you guys have a chance in this? Are you guys what you put out last week?
Oh man, I hope not. If we are what we put out last week, it is going to be a rough, long season. I think we're going to find out tonight, and it's a horrible test. I can't think of anything worse than losing to the Bucs at home and then having a short week to turn around to go to Philly. Like, this is not a great scenario. As far as Vikings fans, we're pretty split. I mean, we drink a lot of purple Kool-Aid. We like to convince ourselves that we're going to be in it. But a lot of them are expectations going into this game as far as the fans is that we're not going to win, and it could be ugly.
Yeah, now we talked about it on your show, and I'll have the link to that show and to your channel in the description. So definitely everybody go check them out. Amazing content. But we talked about the injuries. We talked about your interior offensive line a little bit banged up. I'm seeing some guys might not be able to play. Can you talk to me about the injuries you guys are facing? Who's maybe the biggest injury that you guys have right now?
So Bradbury, our starting center, is out. So we got Austin Schlottman being our starting center. I'm not worried too much about that because it's not like Garrett Bradbury is an all-world center. Garrett Bradbury is average at best, so there's really not a huge difference from Bradbury to Schlottman, as painful as that is to say. So offensive line, other than that, Darisaw, he's questionable. He better play. If he doesn't play, man, my TV might be off within the first 10 minutes. I fully expect him to play. If he does play, he'll be good. Obviously, we got Brian O'Neill. The weakest link is definitely Ed Ingram, our starting right guard, has just been absolutely brutal. He proved it last week once again that he just gets smoked on every play. So Philly fans should be very excited to be going against our interior offensive line. Very excited.
Now, who's supposed to be making who feel better here? You're making me feel very good about this matchup. Hey, last week, obviously, the Eagles didn't have the best of showings, right? You saw it. We spoke about it, and we are disappointed as Eagles fans. We looked at that defense, and we kind of got taken advantage of. I've said it to you before. I've said it to the audience and everything. I'm nervous about your offense. What do you think is going to be the game plan for your offense going into this game?
out of his hands, like, instantly. You bring up a good point. Like, even Vikings fans being really disappointed as far as how week 1 went. The thing with this Vikings team is, where you can't lose hope, is, like you said, this offense. The weapons on the offense, any week, we could go in and surprise a team and put up a ton of points. So if our offense shows up, anybody's in trouble, but the key word is if. So to answer your question, as far as what they have to do, I think they need to get a ton of TJ Hawkinson over the middle, get the ball in his hands. We're not going to be able to drop back for 4 or 5 seconds in the pocket. It's just not going to happen, and look for Justin Jefferson down the field. A lot of dinks and dunks, and hopefully just a lot of yards after the catch from Jefferson, Addison, KJ Osborne. Screens to TJ Hawkinson. TJ Hawkinson, I've been preaching that he's going to make or break this game. He needs to have a big game. And as far as the running game, we got Madison, Ty Chandler, a 5th-round pick from last year. He can definitely, he's a playmaker, but I could see him being a focal point, too, to get the ball in his hands and just hopefully make a play.
Yeah, now you talk about Hawkinson, you talk about Jefferson. I mean, these are guys we all, if you don't know who these guys are, you probably aren't watching too much football. But who's a guy we're maybe not talking about for this Vikings team, whether it be offense or defense, that you think can make a big impact this week?
KJ Osborne gets lost in the shuffle. He's our kind of number 2, number 3 right now, depending on where Jordan Addison falls. So I could see him being a guy that could come up unexpectedly. Josh Oliver, our backup tight end, big blocking tight end, but can definitely catch the ball too. If they're focusing on TJ Hawkinson, which they should be, Josh Oliver could be a sneaky play. Defensively, our guy Ivan Pace, the undrafted free agent, had a wonderful week 1. And he was all over the place. So defensively, that's a guy to watch. And we got some young corners, Caleb Evans, Kai Blackman. They really showed up last week against the Bucs, at least receivers. They got some pretty damn good receivers. Granted, Baker Mayfield's throwing the ball, but Ivan Pace. Keep an eye on Ivan Pace.
Definitely. So at least you got to sneak in one defensive guy there. So last question I want to ask you, OneBar, man, and again, I appreciate you so much taking the time, man. If you guys win this, what is the feel in Minnesota? And if you lose this, what is the feel in Minnesota?
Oh, man. I got to end on a good note. If we lose, it's painful to say. It depends on how we lose. Yeah. If this is a 30-3, this is a 35-10. If it's an all-out just butt kicking, it's going to be rough. It's going to be brutal. Prime time. If it's close, I hate to say that it's a moral victory, but a close game right now in Philly on prime time, I would be fine with. If it's close, I think we're going to be okay going to the Chargers at 0-2. Granted, it's going to suck either way, but it depends on how we lose. Generic answer, but if we win, man, we're going to be popping the bubbly. We're going to be talking Super Bowl homeboy. It's going to be our Vikings fans are delusional, and me being one of them. We're going to be all back on board, baby. Everyone's going to be jumping back on the train. Game on.
Hey, well, I'm not going to wish you luck, but I hope that you enjoy the game at least. I'm hoping for a good game. Hopefully the Eagles come out on top, but I'm hoping for a good game. OneBar from the OneBar and Lupagus show. Thank you so much, man, for your time again, brother.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. As always, good luck tonight. We're going to need it.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later, brother. Be safe. All right, so that was OneBar from the OneBar and Lupagus show. I love them guys. They are absolutely hilarious. So I definitely implore you guys to go check out their channel. They're absolutely hilarious. But look, I mean, this is what I've been hearing. That the feel in Minnesota is that the Eagles are the better team. I think the feel in Philadelphia is that we are the better team. It's time to go out there and prove it. So we're going to get into some of these graphics, man. We're going to get into some of these talks, man. I mean, a lot is going to happen. Now, before we get into any of that, I do want to remind you guys that I am on the Pro Sports Fan app. I might be going live tonight there, so if you guys want to talk during the game, definitely go check it out because it's going to be interesting. Obviously, it's going to be an interesting game, so if you guys want to talk through the game, that is where to do it. The link will be in the description, but let's talk some football, man. So the injury report came out. And if you are an Eagles fan, you do not like it. I do not like it. I hate it. I hated seeing this. So it's tough. It's tough, man. The Eagles are not going to have Reed Blankenship. The Eagles are not going to have James Bradberry. The Eagles are not going to have Kenny Gainwell. Fletcher Cox is a little bit banged up, but he is questionable. They expect him to play. This is going to be tough, man. I don't really... Obviously, with the loss of, Reed Blankenship, we're going to be able to probably see Sidney Brown. I don't know if that was confirmed, but I'm assuming we're going to see Sidney Brown. We do know that we're most likely going to see Josh Jobe replacing James Bradberry and Kenny Gainwell being replaced mostly by DeAndre Swift. I don't know if Penny got, elevated yet. You guys let me know if you saw that. But at the end of the day, this is not what you want to see, especially on a short week. This is not what you want to see on a short week. Next Sunday, I think next game we have is against the Bucs. So the next game we have a long week. We actually play Monday against the Bucs. So at least these people get to rest a little bit longer, and that's probably the mindset that, you're going into this game. You got guys that you feel comfortable replacing some of these young guys, or some of these veterans and some of these starters. So you're able to say, let's give them this week plus the long week that we have going into Monday. And I hope it works. I hope it works because, at the end of the day, Reed Blankenship is a huge loss in my opinion. I've seen some, I've seen some tape and I've seen some other people breaking down tape, and it made me feel a little bit better about, how Justin Evans played, a little bit better, because there was just a lot of miscommunication, which I said, that could have been the reasoning. So yeah, I just need to see everything cleaned up. If we're not there, it's going to be a long day. If we're not at the point that everything is cleaned up, it's going to be a very long day. So at least we got Fletch, at least we do have other running backs that we should be able to feel confident in, behind Kenny Gainwell. And, Josh Jobe, I feel confident in. I know there's probably a lot of people either way with that, but I feel confident in Josh Jobe, and we'll see him go out there and hopefully ball out, and hopefully Sidney Brown the same. Hopefully Sidney Brown can go out there and prove why we took him in this draft. Now, on the other end, we did talk about this on the phone with OneBar. We do have some Vikings injuries. So Garrett Bradberry, their center, is out. A couple of guys questionable. So it sounds like if Christian Darrisaw doesn't go, the Eagles should be feeling very, very confident. That's probably not news to many people, but that is something to watch. If we do not have if we do not have to deal with Christian Darrisaw, this offense might be able to go out there and go crazy. This offense needs something, and especially with the lack of explosiveness for that defense in Minnesota, this defense needs something to help them get back on track. And this could be it. This could be it for both teams. That's the only thing that kind of scares me, because if the Eagles, the Eagles didn't have a good week one, the Vikings didn't have a good week one, we're both kind of weak at strengths, right? Like, our defense isn't necessarily the best in the secondary when you have the Vikings that have great wide receivers, a good running game, a quarterback that can get them the ball, and a good tight end. So they're kind of, especially the tight end spot, we'll talk about that. But, they have an offense. We have a defense that I'm a little bit skeptical of. And then on the other end, they're probably a little bit stronger where we are weaker. So it just kind of, it worries me. Someone's going to get back on track. Someone's going to get their team back on track. And it hopefully is not the Minnesota Vikings. That's the biggest thing. So let me go through some of these comments, man. Let's get through some of these comments. I'm going to give my prediction at the end of the video, or at the end of the live. I'll give you guys my score prediction. I still don't even know what my score prediction is. I'm not gonna lie, but we got 35 people in the chat. I appreciate it. I know that there's other people live. I appreciate you guys taking the time to come chill with me, man. Means a lot to me. But Uno says, on the bright side, injuries do give us a chance to see what we have in the future. Excited to see Sidney Brown and Jobe tonight. Very true. Very true. Unspoken word says, Jefferson is him, but our DBs practice against Smitty. They're prepared. Facts. Big facts. And that's the thing. I think that I forget who I saw say this. I watched TV for like the first time in like a long time and turned it off after 5 minutes. But they were saying on TV, they were like, you got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Everybody's talking about Justin Jefferson. Why not those guys go out there and ball out? Everybody's talking about how Darius Slay balled out and had a big challenge against, Justin Jefferson. Why not our wide receivers go out there and ball out? Why not show that you guys may be the best in the league, right? Vikings are a good team with a few missing pieces. Big facts. Yeah, that offensive line gets healthy, and they are probably a totally different team. We know, especially as Eagles fans, we should at least know, that when your offense isn't clicking, it ruins your defense. Or when your offense is out there, remember the Chip Kelly days when our offense was going out there and either scoring in 5 seconds or getting a 3 and out in 5 seconds. It threw the defense off because they're out there so much. So if the Vikings can't get their offense going, it's going to hurt their defense. So once their offensive line gets healthy, or if they can figure something out on that offensive line, if Austin Schlottman, if that's his name, is good, then we could see a totally different Vikings than the Buccaneers did. So there's definitely reason to be understanding that this is, and that, like I said, we are not playing the team that played last week, and I refuse to think that we are playing the Vikings. We have to look at their team, we have to look at their players, their matchups against us, and how it works out. So we have to be realistic there. But I do have faith that we're gonna go out there and win. I just want to see us go out there and dominate. I really do, because they're not 100%, and that's the time you have to take advantage. Where we at? We roll with what we got. Exactly, Ben. Exactly. We're better on every level, but you can never predict just off talent. Facts. Yeah, it's all about matchups to me. It's really all about matchups. And, we have some favorable matchups against them, especially on the interior of the offense and defensive lines. But, they have some very favorable matchups as well with the tight ends against our linebackers, which we'll get into. Let's just get into that right now, actually, because I do have before we get to that, I saw this from Paul Domowitch. He's part of the 33rd team, and he said that 25 of Mac Jones' 54 pass attempts last game were against the versus the Eagles were to the running backs and to the tight ends. I mean, the Patriots running backs and tight ends had 21 receptions for 179 yards. That's 8.5 yards per catch and 1 touchdown. That's over the middle of the field, guys. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to say, is that TJ Hawkinson is individually probably, is he better than Hunter Henry? Hunter Henry was looking great out there, I'm not gonna lie, but he probably is. He's probably individually a better tight end than the combination of, Hunter Henry and Gesicki. So it does worry me a little bit. But again, like I said, I do have faith that we'll be able to figure something out and slow them down. But this is what we have to worry about. That's realistically what we have to worry about, is these tight ends, going down the line, going down the season, the tight ends versus the middle of our field, it's just not strong. The middle of our field just has not proven to be strong. That can change today. That can change, tonight. That can change next week. You never know what happens. Obviously, if maybe Josh Jobe goes out there, takes Avonte Maddox goes to safety. That's what everybody's been wanting. So that finally happens. Who knows? Something's going to shake at some point, hopefully. But tonight, from what we know, our interior line has not looked that great, man. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, OneBar. Definitely, everybody go check them out, man. They have a great show. I'm a big fan of their show. I've been on their show a couple times, so I'm happy to be able to get them on finally on our show. Philly D says Eagles were garbage up the middle. Exactly. Think the Vikings are worse than last year. They could be. But again, we're looking at a team that doesn't have. They don't have their starting center. They don't have their starting guards. They don't have everything. So it's hard. Because let's put it like if it was the Eagles, right? Let's put it if it was the Eagles. If it was the Eagles and the Eagles didn't have Jason Kelce, right? We didn't have Jason Kelce and Landon Dickerson. Let's say that. And we went out there and we barely lost to the Bucs. How would you feel? You would probably be like, listen, once we get him back, we're going to be fine. And I could see the Vikings feeling like that. I could see the Vikings being like, listen, once we figure out the interior, we should be fine. So that's the only reason why I'm saying. I don't know why I'm sounding like I'm just, I'm not a Vikings fan. All right, we gonna dominate. We gonna dominate. All right. What's going on, Willie? What's going on, Troy? I'm waiting for the D-line to wear Minnesota out. And that's, look, it's all on the defensive line. It really is to me. And it's not that, they suck. It's that they are so good that if they are able to dominate, it helps every single level of the defense. It helps the defensive backs. It helps your linebackers. It helps every level of the defense. So I need them to go crazy. I watched a video that made me feel a lot better about Evans. He showed the tape and linebackers were way more the issue. Facts. I think I saw the same video that you did. And I agree. There was a lot of, positive stuff in there. A lot of the negative stuff, well, I won't say there was positive stuff. There was negative stuff that wasn't his fault, right? Like the miscommunications weren't necessarily on him. Like the James Bradbury interception wasn't on him, like I was saying. So, I retract that statement, and, I'm glad that I am able to retract that statement. I'm also the guy that said that this guy could be good. He didn't play a lot of football in Tampa Bay. He was injured a lot of his career, so we might have gotten a good player. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. Desai has a huge role in the slot. It's major flaw in the defense. The slot position, I think that Maddox is pretty strong at the slot position. And I honestly don't know who you would even put there. I mean, maybe Josh, like I said, Josh Jobe goes out there and balls out and you put him there. But I don't know who you would really put there. Based off training camp, I do think Ellis may be a better coverage guy than Nakobe Dean has been, though. Dean is better as a gap filler on runs. If Jordan Davis can stuff the run, maybe Ellis can hold up. Yeah, I mean, look, you look at Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis had a really good game one, and you were able to see, especially in the film, Nakobe Dean, excuse me. We should just call it Nakobe Davis because they were working in tandem so much. But you were able to see Jordan Davis keeping Nakobe Dean clean, and Nakobe Dean being able to decipher what's going on in the backfield and making the right play. Now, the size is something that everybody has a problem with, but if that continues to happen, then the size doesn't matter. If Jordan Davis continues to do his job, the size doesn't matter. So I agree. We'll see what happens. I don't know what we got in Ellis. I really don't know what we got in Ellis because both the interceptions, we ain't see them, right? We ain't see them. They were all closed to the media. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping for the best with Ellis. Last week was 1 week, or week one, throttle back. Eagles will be better this week. I agree. Joe, what are your keys to the game? My keys to the game is the middle of that field. Stop the tight ends. Stop the running backs on short passages, because that's what they're going to try and do. Kirk Cousins is trying to get the ball out of his hands as quickly as possible. If we can stop that, then we can stop that offense. And then offensively, I need Jalen Hurts to be a little bit more open to the field, see a little bit more of the field. And, off the field, I need my coordinators to be a little bit more aggressive and utilize all the weapons that you have. I want to see more snaps from Nolan Smith. I want to see more utilization of the whole running back room. I know we're going to see a good amount of, DeAndre Swift, but I want to see a good utilization of everybody. I want to see everybody out there. I want to see what Boston Scott can do. If Rashad Penny's on the active roster, I want to see what he does. I want to see what all these guys can do. So, but it starts and ends with slowing down the quick passing game, because that's what they're going to try and do to us. Everybody hydrate. It's going to be a long day. Make sure you hydrated. Like last week, they held Reddick most of the game. Yeah, they did. And he had a lot of one-on-ones. He had a lot of one-on-one situations. So I'm going to need to see him, take advantage of those, which I think he will. What's going on, Legal Hustle? How are we feeling about Edmonds? I mean, what's there to feel? We haven't really been able to see Edmonds, right? I mean, I would love to see Edmonds out there, and then I can make a decision on him. But right now, we're not even seeing what he is. I don't care what anyone say. I can't wait to see the Heat seeking Missile Sidney Brown. Yeah, I can't. That's the thing. Because the Eagles have always been an emotionally driven team, at least. I won't say an emotional team, but they play off emotions, right? Once Sidney Brown takes somebody's heads off, this team's going to be riled up, especially at the link. Like, you're going to be at home. Once he knocks somebody's head off, what do we get? Like, I know I'm going to go crazy. So I can only imagine, tens of thousands of fans, what they're going to be doing. Like, it's going to be interesting. I'll say that. That's another shirt I got to make. It's going to be interesting. That conservative play calling ain't going to cut it. I agree 100%, especially defensively. Defensively, I think we got way too conservative every time we got a nice little lead. Every time we got a little comfortable, we got a nice little lead. It started, we started petering out on the defensive end, getting way too comfortable with it. So another thing I wanted to go over today is what Nick Sirianni said. All right, so Nick Sirianni obviously had his press conference, and they talked about DeAndre Swift. They talked about his role in the offense, only getting 2 carries in game one. Obviously not what we want to see. So he said that he'll be in that role, him being DeAndre Swift, will be in that role sometimes where he carries the load for the game, and he'll be in the role sometimes like he was in last game. Before we finish this quote, I hate that statement. I hate that statement because it totally contradicts what you then say after that. You say, we don't ever want to come out with him only having 2 touches. So then how will he be in that role again? I have no problem with Nick Sirianni. I'm not hating on it. I love Nick Sirianni. That's my dog. It's just this one statement kind of rubbed me a little bit weird. It was like, how do you say, oh, he's going to sometimes carry the load and then sometimes he's going to do what he did last week, but he's never going to do what he did last week? What? What are you talking about, bro? So, I mean, obviously the plan, I hope, is to get DeAndre Swift more involved. My fear, especially with that, is that you're not trying to overcompensate, because I almost want to put money on. I almost want to put actual bet that Dallas Goedert gets at least the first target. He might not get the first catch, but at least the first target. And that's the only thing that scares me about this team sometimes, is that sometimes they try to overcompensate for something they didn't do, right? Last year, Devontae Smith didn't get one single touch in the first game. Second game, he was the first person targeted, first catch, right? You know, and I think it works out sometimes, and it's okay to do sometimes, but sometimes it's like so predictable. So I'm hoping that DeAndre Swift doesn't go out there and carry the ball 15 times and nobody else carries the ball, right? I don't want to see that. I need to see a good, you know, maybe 10 from Swift, maybe 5 from Penny, maybe, you know, whatever you want to do, maybe 10 from Swift, 10 from Kenny Gainwell, if you look at both of them as your ones, and then you got, you know, Penny coming in for 5, you got Boston Scott coming in for 3. Like, I need to see a little bit of a change up, and I think that's how we'll really be dominant, and it helps the defense, it helps the offense, it just helps everybody. I didn't see that Penny's active. I'm not sure, so I don't know what's going on. I really don't know just as of yet. If it comes out, then obviously, you know, we'll go and we'll talk about that, but I haven't seen it yet. Let me double check right now, just so if it did come up. I'm still not seeing it. I'm still not seeing it. Everybody just saying it's a beautiful day for football. It sure is. It sure is. I can't wait. So Kataya's mom says that he is. Okay, so if he is, what's going on, Ryan Rowe? My bad. I see that. I ain't forget you. Watch that Kelsey documentary. I'm going to watch it right after this. I ain't going to lie. I am not going to lie. My girl has Amazon Prime, I think, still. And she buys way too much stuff, but it's okay because of moments like this, you know. It's good because of moments like this. I get to watch that Kelsey. No, I'm definitely going to be watching that. I'm pumped to go on another run. Go Birds tonight, 31-17. I'm going to tell y'all my prediction at the end. I'm going to give y'all my prediction at the end. Think he trips on his own words. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I think he thinks more than he talks, right? He thinks more than he doesn't think when he talks. Defense, we got to get tougher on the back end. Enter number 21, baby dog. Don't put that on him yet. Don't put that on him yet. Let's wait. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we put that on Kayvon Wallace way too early, and it might have messed with his mental a little bit, to be honest with you. Philly Irish says, I think Gainwell had too many touches. I agree. I won't say that he had too many touches. I'll say that the load wasn't spread out as much as I would like to see. 15 touches is really not that much, in my opinion. That's fine. But I need to see DeAndre Swift with 8 to 10, right? I need to see other guys getting in the mix. I want to see a difference. I just want to see them using all the weapons you have. I keep on saying that, but it's the truest thing. You have to utilize what you got. Smitty didn't play because it was wet, or Swift didn't play because it was wet and bad conditions. They need to be conservative with Swift because he gets hurt easily. If that's the reason, I don't like that. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I get it, and I definitely understand what you're saying. But if that's the reason, I hate that reasoning, because this is football. He can get hurt, knock on wood, and I'm not, wishing him any bad, jujus or anything like that. But he can get hurt walking down steps. Like, anything can happen. I hate the idea of being too conservative. That's, again, too conservative. Way too conservative for me. Swift give Penny, still give... Oh, no, that was a curse word. Okay, I see what you did. Give Penny the rock and let's play bully ball. Swift can knock people on their butt, too. Swift can knock people on their butt, too. But Kenny Gainwell is not a power back. He is a change of pace back. And he can still get the load. He can still get the amount of carries you want to give him. They just have to be in specific situations. I don't want to see him running up the gut for, 10 times a game. I don't want to see that. That's the last thing I want to see. Cheers from Cancun. Hey, what's going on, brother? Nah, you can't come in here like that, bro. You gotta invite me next time, bro. I'm disappointed in you, man. You're supposed to be my dog, Phil. I've had you on the show. You know, we supposed to be homies now, but I hope you're enjoying it out there. Are you gonna be able to watch the game out there? I hope so. I have Prime also watching at work. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out. You don't know, you'll find out tonight. Hopefully, I hope that he goes out there and shuts me up, because I'm not hating on Sydney. I think that Sydney Brown is a very good player, even though his brother was kind of rude to me at the combine. That's neither here nor there. But maybe he wasn't rude and I was just being, sensitive. It is what it is. I thought it was rude because he ain't want to give me inside information. But you know what I'm saying? But either way, I don't hate on Sydney Brown. I think he's a very, very good player. He was one of, I think, 5 guys that I actually thought was draftable in this class as far as safeties go. So I like him. Should I start Swift, Sutton, or Penny? I don't start Penny. I hate that if he goes off, I'll feel bad, but I can almost guarantee you Penny's not going to have that many touches. He might though. Swift, he could be a good start. Just because he will probably get those touches, he could be a good start, but I don't know if I would do it. I would say, personally, I tell people this all the time because at my job, bro, I have like a night job as well. I work, I try to do my thing. But I work a night job, and all of them are in fantasy football leagues, everything. And they're like, what should I do with this guy? And I always tell them, stay away from our running backs. I don't know what they are yet. It's unfortunate, but it's just a shot in the dark right now with our running backs. Anybody can get hurt at any time. We do have if you could pick our running game, you know what I'm saying? In fantasy football, like you didn't have to pick one player. I would say, yeah, our running game was probably going to be good. I don't know who's going to be leading it, but it's probably going to be good. Dana said it will be Swift, Penny, and Scott tonight with Gainwell out. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Penny should get that. Penny should get it elevated. She said that he was. I haven't seen anything yet, but we'll see. We definitely will see. I mean, I'm sure they're going to wait till like 5 o'clock because that's what they always freaking do. They had a good first quarter. Tracy, how you don't have moderator? I know Tracy's in the PSF app, so shout out to her, Tracy. And they had a good first quarter and then struggled. They just need to play like that all fourth quarter. Facts. That's 100% true. That's a really good way of looking at it. They have to just keep that going, and we have to figure out, not just keep that going, right? It's almost like therapy. We got to figure out what the root of that was, and then once we find out what the root of all our problems were, we can understand we can't do that anymore. So the Eagles need to not just do film sessions, maybe do some film therapy and figure out what the heck was going on, opposed to trying to figure that this guy or that guy, throw to who's open and roll with what's working. Very true, Kevin. I think that a lot of the plays were predetermined. I know you guys probably don't want to see my face, but you get to see the chat. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I stood on that slide a little bit too long, but no, I agree, man. You look at a lot of those, it felt like one drive was all about AJ Brown. One drive was all about, Devontae Smith. One drive was all about this guy. And it's like, you can't do that. You can't go out there predetermining stuff. And it could be on Jalen. It could be on, Brian Johnson. It's going to take me a little while to get his name just easily. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest with you. But Brian Johnson, it's going to take him a little bit of time. And it could be on either of them. But we got to figure that out, and we got to find it out, and we can't keep doing that. It has to be wide open eyes to the whole entire field. Jalen Hurts is usually pretty good at that. He might not have 400 yards passing every game, but he usually spreads the ball out pretty well, evidenced by having 2 wide receivers over 1,000 yards, right? So, I mean, we'll see what happens, yeah? D. Aldridge, what's going on? What's going on, brother? I love seeing people that have been here from the jump. I love all the new subscribers and everything. Don't get me wrong, but it's always cool, man. It's always cool. All training camp. Oh yeah, you just reminded me. All training camp, all the coverage. We got Swift catching passes and running, getting all the reps. But for one touch, one target, what were we doing? That's what I'm saying. I really don't understand. Maybe he was banged up, and that's not something they really want to tell people. I'm going to pull up the matchup so you guys can see that real quick. Maybe that's what it was. They just didn't want people to know that he was a little bit banged up. They were a little bit embarrassed. Maybe they were embarrassed. Oh, they're not. I'm just kidding. But no, maybe they were. Maybe they just didn't want to admit that he was banged up. And I'm hoping that's not what it is, because he did see the field. So it wouldn't make sense to even do that. But I really don't know. This is a question we're going to be asking for a while, right? This is something we're definitely going to be trying to figure out. And especially if they don't figure it out today, we're definitely going to be trying to figure it out very, very soon, because it pissed me off. If I'm being 100% honest, it pissed me off. And I don't like seeing our team being like that. And I don't like hearing people talking about our team like they're talking about it right now, because we are way better than people are giving us credit for. I truly do believe that. We are way better than people are giving us credit for. So I'm tired of it. I'm not going to take it no more. You know what I'm saying? All that. I'm done with it. Also, I do want to make an announcement, man. Shout out to my guy, Benjamin, bro. He really hooked it up. I want to pull up the actual everything for it. Just give me 1 second. So shout out to my guy, Benjamin, man. He made a full entire sports journal, and it's available for purchase on Amazon. I believe it's like $20 right now. It's on sale. It's me on the cover. I don't even really know how to, express this. This was really cool to see. He sent me one, and which I'll show you guys right now. He sent me one. It's really, really cool, man. It's basically, you can do everything. So it has notes inside. You can take notes of the games. It's basically a sports journal. It has a calendar. It has the full roster in the beginning of it. Look at that. It has the full roster. Everything. Like, this is really, really cool. Shout out to Benjamin, man. If you want to get one for yourself, it'll be really cool. I support Benjamin, and I do get some kickback on it, to be 100% transparent. But so it would support the channel as well. There's a QR code right there. Again, it's pretty cool to just be able to see the full roster, to be able to take notes on the game. I'll be using it today. My girl was using it for the last game, learning about football, which is another way that is pretty cool to, show her, oh, that's number this one. And, she knows football, but she's still learning all the players and everything. And this has really helped. So I can't say it enough. I appreciate Benjamin so much for doing this. And if you guys want one, it would be really appreciated, supporting Benjamin and supporting me as well in this channel. But I wanted to say that. Thank you so much to Benjamin. That was really, really cool when I got it. And shout out to Benjamin for becoming a member of the channel, man. I appreciate that as well. You didn't have to. But yeah, it's dope, guys. It's really, it was really, really cool. I'm not going to lie. He's sending me another one, an updated one. So, and it's based off our show. You guys are part of this show. You guys always show out for the Philly Morning Joe. So he's doing a special one for the Philly Morning Joe, which I'm excited for even more. I'm excited for all these. Like, this is, my girl saw it and she was like, oh my God, wow. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, wow. But definitely, if you guys want one, I would so appreciate it. Send me a picture of you guys with it. We'll put it up on the Philly Morning Joe, and let me know what you guys think. But yeah, thank you so much, Benjamin. I really do mean that. So before I get into, what I think is going to happen in this game, we're going to look through these matchups real quick, because, it's one game, right? It's only one game, but we at least have some numbers. All right. We at least have some numbers. So the Eagles ranked 8th in the points that they scored last week, which is something I think we all have to understand. Okay. The total yards we'll get to that. 8th we put up points in our first game, and that was something that was scarce, honestly, in the NFL in general. There was a lot of teams that didn't do that well. I know people are going to bring up the Tua game. I know people are going to bring up, I don't even know who else threw over 300. I just know Tua had a crazy game. But there wasn't many quarterbacks that threw over 300, threw over 250, right? You look at Dak Prescott, he had a good game, but he only threw for like $140. So a lot of teams, a lot of quarterbacks were kind of, I don't even want to say struggling, but probably rusty, right? People were kind of getting into the flow of things. The Eagles were 14th in points allowed. We were tied with the Vikings, 24th in total yards per game. We only had 251. So that's what kind of scares me, right? We got to get that together. We got to get our rushing. But what really scares me is the rushing yards. 97 isn't terrible. You're right in the middle of the league, but that's not where we should be. We need to be top 5, in my opinion. If you're top 5, then I truly, truly believe that you can make this team a Super Bowl team. And I think that this is already a Super Bowl team, but you need to be running that ball. You need to run that ball. That's my biggest thing. Yards allowed per game. We were 28th, 382. And if you look at the total yards for the Vikings, they got 369, right around that crest. I don't want to see that happen. Okay, I cannot see that happen. My anxiety will go crazy. Turnover differential, you see that they were -3, we were +1. That's where we can win the game, right? That's where we can really win this game. So let me know what you guys think. I want to start reading these comments before I give my final thoughts and my final prediction. Who do you think is going to, what are your score predictions? I saw a bunch of them early on. Let's see what you guys thinking. But to go over the poll real quick, I love you guys. I really do. We got 61 votes in here. So that means 61 people have been in here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many we got in here now, but we got enough. Y'all are enough for me. But I appreciate y'all. Anyways, do you think that do the Eagles' injuries make you nervous is what the poll question is. We got 60-40 right now. 60% saying no, 40% saying yes. Go ahead and vote in there. I definitely am a little nervous about these injuries. I'm a little apprehensive to say that we're going to be great. And the only reason why I said apprehensive is because Benjamin said in his comment whereas if the coaches were a bit apprehensive that first game, they will get better. I agree. Ryan Rose says DeAndre Swift changing the offense, reaching at least 10 touches, utilize Rashad Penny. I agree 100%, man. I think you can get away with having 2 or 3 guys with 8+ touches. I truly do believe that, especially with this type of running game. And one of them does not have to be Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts gets less than half of the rushing yards he got last year, I will be so happy. I really will, because Jalen Hurts, watching him out there, it's not that I get nervous about him running the ball or anything like that. It's that I don't want him getting hurt. There's no need when you have 4 good running backs. So, Jazz says free the read option. Facts. Was it me or was the quarterbacks playing off coverage like Schwartz? They definitely were. I think it has a lot to do with that linebacking core, but we'll see today. We'll see what happens. Kataya said Giants fans can't talk for at least 2 more weeks. Facts. Free the wheel routes. That's awesome. I'll send you another one in the morning, Joe. Yes, sir. Would you start Hurts on fantasy versus Vikings? Yes, I would. I definitely would. Sub bro, gonna be a good one tonight. I definitely think so. We will lose this PN. I don't say that. What is it? Denny. I don't know how to say your name. I'm gonna say Denny, and I hope I'm close. But no linebackers, and Avonte will get killed. I don't think. Why would Avonte get killed? Avonte's good. Did Avonte suck out of nowhere all of a sudden? Avonte is a good slot cornerback. Where we got killed was our linebackers. The middle of the field is where we got killed, not our slot cornerback. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, we got killed more so when those linebackers were covering the tight end, not so much on Avonte. But I'll give you a moderator, but I need a little bit more positivity from you, Denny. I'll just fuck with you. Dev said 28-14. I take that. Got 7.5. Took it. You took the 7.5 from the Vikings. You took the Vikings. 33-24. Birds. I'll take that. 27-17. I'll take that. I won't be able to run. Vikings. 27-17. Vikings. You think we're gonna get beat like that? Damn, Denny. Come on, man. You better than that. I won't be able to run. Birds need to win. I'm tired of cowgirls pumping out their chest. I agree with you there. I definitely agree with you there. Look, this is a big game for us, man. At the end of the day, like you don't want to start 1-1, obviously, and 1-1 isn't a death sentence, but you don't want to start with 2 bad games. Luckily we were able to win that first game, but you don't want to look at your team going into a Monday night game and being like, I have no idea who we are. That's a terrible feeling. That's a terrible feeling to be like, we have no idea what this team is going to be. And I'm hoping that's not the case. Travis killed him. Travis? Who's Travis? Travis Kelce? You're talking about Travis Kelce? Travis Kelce will kill about any cornerback there is in the NFL. If that's what we're basing it off, every cornerback probably sucks then, because Travis Kelce will beat up on anybody. Birds need to win. I read that. Yeah. Cowboy Nation, Danny in the house. Oh, God. Let's go, Cowboys. I am a YouTuber for my Cowboys because Philly going down. Let's go, Cowboys. Did this man just try to promote himself in a Philadelphia chat? Is that what I just saw? Did this man just... I'm going to go watch your channel. I'm going to go promote my channel now on your channel. I hope this dude really just came to an Eagles channel and tried to promote himself. Can y'all tell? Am I tripping? Is that what I just saw? Is that what I just saw? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 45 people in the chat. I'm surprised. We have so many people live right now. Y'all call it humble. I'm legitimately just surprised whenever somebody watches me. I love y'all. 34-20. I'll take that. I'll take that. Vikings 13, Eagles 42. Ryan, that's what I'm talking about. Ryan, there we go. That's the positivity I need. Maddox was out there looking lost a few times. Yeah, there were some plays. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. There were definitely some plays, but I don't think he's trash, and I'm not worried about him. I'll say that much. I love Eagles, but have worries. I respect that. There's definitely, and the first half of this show was me talking about the stuff that we got to worry about. We talked to OneBar. Shout out to my guy OneBar. That was a really quick. I love doing that. If you guys enjoyed that, let me know because I'm going to do a lot more call-ins like that. We're going to try and work on getting the audio a little bit better. But I like doing that. That was cool just to get that insight real quick. But OneBar, he told me what the weaknesses for that team was, but it was on my own that I was sitting here thinking, yeah, but you guys kind of match up pretty well on some other things. So Taylor Swift cursed the Chiefs. That's the truth to it. Shit, Eagles fan, how you going to go date the other Kelsey brother? Date Jason. You supposed to date Jason. I don't care, come on, man. I know he's married. It was a joke, guys. It was a joke. Fly, Eagle, fly. What's going on, Berto? What's going on? We got to get rid of Avante. Y'all wildin'. Y'all are wildin' now. You are wildin' now. Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, you put a link. You can put it in the chat. If you want to put it in the chat, Benjamin, I'll pin the chat. We got Jalen Hurts. I ain't worried. Big facts. Lonely B. There we go. That's the type of time I'm on right now, Lonely B. We so close to the game. I don't want to hear we gonna lose. We could talk about, the things we're worried about, but I don't want to hear we lose it, man. I don't want to hear that. He said 87-3. I like that. I think the Eagles will get a lucky field goal. I think we gonna feel bad and we gonna let Jake Elliott go out there and kick a field goal for them. That's what I'm thinking. They just need to put up points. Jalen Carter is going to crush Kirk Cousins. Big facts. Big facts. Bet Sidney Brown would be better. He's too small. Sidney Brown in the slot. We're going to do this then. All right. You know what, Denny? If you don't mind, I'm going to, and I'm not going to bash you or anything, but I'm going to screenshot what you're saying, okay? And we're going to talk about this tomorrow morning. We're going to talk about Avante Maddox, and we're going to watch the game. We're going to see what happens. And again, I'm not going to bash you. I'm not going to talk junk about you, but we'll use you. You will use your topic because I think this is something we got to talk about. And I only got like 6 minutes more, so this is something I want to talk about. So if you don't mind, I'm going to use that and we'll talk about that. So just let me know if you good. Nah, we ain't losing. No, we definitely not losing, Chris. We're not losing. We can't lose. We can't lose, right? We can't. It can't happen, right? It can't. No, I'm confident. I really am confident in this team that they're going to get their stuff together. I just don't want to be caught in that. Denny said you will lose tonight. So now you're saying you. You said you love the Eagles. What was you? What is you? Denny, don't get your moderator taken away. I'm starting to question now. I'm starting to question where you at, where your loyalty lies. But no, look, I think that I'm very I know I'm confident in this team to turn it around. And I think that when you look at what they need to improve upon, it's stuff that should improve. It's stuff that has been good for us, right? The two main guys that got pressured were Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata. Those guys are all pros, right? I mean, Jordan Mailata, I don't think got all pro yet, but Lane Johnson has been all pro before, and he's one of those guys. He's one of those dudes. So I have full faith that they'll get it together. Offensively, while I don't think that last year's offense is 100% sustainable, it's not something that, you can just every year you're going to go out there and be ridiculous on offense. I do think that they're going to go out there and fix the mistakes that they need to do. Running game as well, we got to get it. Oh, you like everyone else. Okay. All right. You respectful, so I'll let you keep the ranch. You know what I'm saying? You've been respectful, but at least I know where you at now. You know what I'm saying? Joe, I'll see you at the next game. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be out there. I don't know if I'm going to get tickets. I kind of, it's my fault. My girl told me to get the tickets way earlier, and I was like, nah, they gonna go down, and they're not. They not at all. But I'm going to be there. I'm definitely going to tailgate at the very, very least. I like it. O-line better be ready. Flores coming for their meats. He's stupid. With that cover 0-7 man blitz front and shell drops. Look, I'm not afraid of that defense. I'm really not. They don't have the personnel. I do like Brian Flores. I will be 100%. I do like Brian Flores as a coach. I think it was kind of unfair how he got jousted out of that team, out of the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, you got your tickets months ago. That's what I should have done, Joseph. That's what I should have done. I mean, it is what it is. I'm hoping on like a last minute get lucky. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I'm hoping on, and it might happen. I've been getting lucky a lot lately, so hopefully that's what happens. But yeah, either way, I'm not worried about this defense, or about the Vikings defense, just because they don't have the personnel right now. I really don't think so. We'll see what happens though. We definitely will. Shout out to Joseph for joining the Philly the fam. Shout out to him becoming a member. I really do appreciate that. Just too small and can't tackle. That's not true. I don't know, bro. We're gonna talk about this tomorrow. I hope you up tomorrow at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern, because we're gonna talk about this. The cheapest right now are like 172, bro. The cheapest I could find are like 196 on StubHub. Maybe I'm looking on the wrong spot, but I'm in Eagles groups. So, and if 4th and John comes out here, if you watching this, if you guys watching this. If you're watching this, Gail, hook your boy up. You know what I'm saying? Do like a little giveaway, you know what I mean? And just give them away to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to Benjamin. Yeah, appreciate you putting that link in that. All right. So, yeah, if you guys want your own journal, it's the Philly Morning Joe edition. Again, like I said, you guys can support me, support the channel, support Benjamin. I really do appreciate it. I paid $300 a piece. Damn. Yeah, see, we trying to save up for a house and stuff. There's stuff that we gotta, I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be smart about this. I'm trying to be responsible. It's hard to be. But either way, all right, let's get into what I know a lot of people are probably gonna clip when we win, because I'll probably be off by a couple points because we are gonna win. But I got the Philadelphia Eagles going out there, and this is how I think the game's going to go. I think that the game's going to start off a little slow. I think that we're going to lean on our run game, okay? I think early on we're going to lean on that run game, see if we can get a run game going. If we get our run game going, then I think that we're going to just kind of lean on that throughout the game, slow down the game, not make this a shootout. We don't need it to be a shootout. Keep that offensive for the Vikings off the field. Keep Justin Jefferson on the bench. Keep Jordan Addison on the bench. Keep, their Hawkinson, Hacky Sack Hawkinson on the bench. Keep all those guys on the bench. Try to ground and pound this game. Keep the crowd in your favor. Make big plays when you need to. And I think that's how your game will go. So I'm going to say that the Eagles win 30. I just need to see 30 points. I need to stop saying that. But 30. This is where I have trouble, because do I think that the Eagles defense can step it up? Do I think the Eagles defense will step it up? That's where it comes out. You know what? I do think the Eagles defense going to step it up. So I got the Eagles winning 30-17. I think the Eagles will give up a couple touchdowns at the end, and that's it. No, I think Thielen been gone. I think Thielen left last year. So 31-17. See, me and Tracy on the same page. Joe, we ain't too far. Benjamin, we ain't too far. 45-17. I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong. I'll take that one. Here we go. Danny Boy in the house now. He says, you guys got rid of two best coordinators. We only had two coordinators, dog. That's how it works. You have an offensive and defensive coordinator. That's how that thing works. Shane Steichen, Jonathan Gannon, you guys will lose Philly tonight. All right. I appreciate your half a cent. I don't even know if that's 2 cents, but I hope that your promotion gets people over there. Philly fans, go on over to his channel. You know, when are you going live, Danny? Because I'm about to get off here. Go live after this so we can all come to your channel and talk junk to you about your trash ass Cowboys that beat a team that y'all told us was terrible when we beat them. And guess when we beat them? Oh, in the NFC oh no, we beat them. What did we beat them? We beat them right before the NFC Championship game. The game you can never make it to. The game you never even get out of. Right? Yeah, 30 years, bro. You probably like 22. Ain't never seen nothing happen with your team. Ain't never seen it. But you tough, you know. I hope nothing but success for your YouTube channel, though. Good, you know. I'm glad that you started up a YouTube channel. God bless, man. 31-17, 31-20, 33-13. I love it all. I love it all. But either way, man, I'm about to F Dallas. See, Denny, you get it. You cool, man. You cool. I don't care if you're an Eagles fan. Now you won me back with that. But at the end of the day, man, I'm about to get out of here. I was about to sit on here for hours. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through. I know the time difference was a little bit changed. I appreciate that you guys, you know, came in here, killed the chat like you always do. Tomorrow we will talk about this game. And then Saturday, you know we got best of enemies. So, you know I need y'all to come with that fire for Big Game James. Because you know James is going to come in there talking that talk. So I need y'all to have my back, Philly. I need y'all to have my back. But at the end of the day, man, I love y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. Let me make sure y'all hear this. You know what I'm saying? Peace!
Everywhere, this is for you.
Yeah. Fly was flying on the team. Touchdown, touchdown.